Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this evening's parent webinar. It's presented by the Kiro Learner Support Unit. I'm Johan van Lille, and I'm the coordinator of the Kiro Learner Support Unit. And tonight's topic is magical discipline, unlocking cooperation and self-discipline in children. So from a parent's point of view, discipline refers to the process of teaching and guiding children to develop appropriate behaviors, values, and self-control. And it's about setting boundaries, enforcing rules, and providing consistent consequences for actions, with the ultimate goal of promoting responsible and respectful behavior in children. So discipline is not solely about punishment or control. It involves instilling important life skills such as self-discipline, problem solving, and empathy. And it is a way for parents to help their children understand the difference between right and wrong, and to learn from their mistakes, and to make constructive choices. Effective discipline involves maintaining a balance between nurturing and setting limits, and it requires parents to communicate expectations clearly, provide positive reinforcement for desirable behavior, and respond with appropriate consequences when rules are broken. Discipline should also be age appropriate and take into account the individual needs and the temperament of each child. Ultimately, discipline is a crucial aspect of parenting, as it helps children develop the self-discipline, self-confidence, and moral compass necessary to navigate the challenges of life and to become a responsible and a well-adjusted individual. Jane Nelson, Cheryl Irvin, and Rosalind Ann Duffy are authors known for their work in positive parenting and discipline strategies, and they have outlined 4 steps to help parents foster a healthy and positive relationship with their children while promoting responsible behavior and cooperation. So let's break down each of these 4 steps. The first one is focus on encouragement and praise. And this first step emphasizes the importance of using encouragement and genuine praise to reinforce positive behaviors in children. Instead of relying solely on criticism or punishment for unwanted behaviors, parents are encouraged to identify and acknowledge the good behaviors their children exhibit. So by praising efforts and achievements, parents can boost their child's self-esteem, motivate them to continue their positive actions, and create a more nurturing environment at home. Let's look at step 2. And here it's all about using firmness with kindness. And this step advocates for setting clear boundaries and expectations for children while maintaining a kind and understanding approach. Being firm does not mean being harsh or punitive. It involves being consistent with rules and consequences and ensuring that children understand the reasons behind the boundaries set. So when children so when children make mistakes, it's essential to respond with empathy and support, helping them learn from their errors rather than resorting to punishment as the primary means of discipline. And let's look at step 3. And this is all about teaching responsibility and cooperation. So parents are encouraged to teach their children the values of responsibility and cooperation. And it involves involving children in household tasks and decision making, allowing them to contribute to the family and feel a sense of responsibility. So by giving children age-appropriate responsibilities, they can develop important life skills, a sense of competence, and an understanding of the importance of teamwork and collaboration. Step 4 is all about building a strong parent-child relationship. And this 4th step emphasizes the significance of building a strong and positive relationship between parents and their children. And this involves spending quality time together, actively listening to children's thoughts and feelings, and fostering open communication. A strong parent-child relationship creates a foundation of trust and emotional connection, and making it easier for parents to influence and guide their children. So overall, these 4 steps promote a parenting style that focuses on understanding, empathy, and positive reinforcement while also instilling values of responsibility, cooperation, and mutual respect. So by applying these principles, parents can create a supportive and loving environment that encourages their children's healthy development and well-being. So as parents, we play a significant role in shaping our children's attitudes towards learning, and offering genuine praise can be a valuable tool in this process. Genuine praise involves acknowledging our child's positive actions and behaviors with sincerity and authenticity. So, for example, when your child sits down to do their homework, take a moment to notice and appreciate their responsible behavior. And they can say something, then you can say something like, "You started your homework right away. That's great." And this simple acknowledgement can make a big difference in their motivation and self-esteem. Besides praising their responsible behavior, it's also crucial to recognize their efforts, especially when they encounter challenges while doing their homework. Homework can be very daunting at times, but when we acknowledge their hard work, it reinforces a growth mindset in them. For instance, you can say, "I see your effort in solving that maths problem. Well done." And this encourages them to keep pushing forward and embracing challenges as opportunities for growth. So the impact of genuine praise and effort recognition goes beyond the immediate moment. By constantly offering sincere appreciation, we boost our children's self-esteem and confidence in their abilities. Moreover, recognizing their efforts fosters a growth mindset. And you'll hear that I'm always talking about creating a growth mindset in children, where they understand that hard work and perseverance lead to improvement. So these positive attitudes towards learning can set them on a path of continuous improvement and a love for knowledge. So when we combine genuine praise and effort recognition, we create a supportive and a nurturing environment at home, ideal for a positive discipline approach. And show enthusiasm and interest in your child's homework progress or anything else that they are doing, and avoid comparing their performance with other children's. By celebrating their individual progress and effort, we instill a sense of pride and independence in their academic pursuits. The first key point when it comes to clear expectations is to ensure that rules and expectations are communicated clearly to children. When they know what is expected of them, they feel more secure and are better able to understand their boundaries. So involve children in rule setting, and that's a very important aspect. So when children participate in creating rules for the house or whatever they need to do, they develop a sense of ownership and understanding of why these rules exist. The example here listed provides a clear illustration how to involve children in setting expectations by completing homework. So by discussing the importance of homework and having a dedicated specific amount of time each day for it, children are more likely to take the responsibility for their academic tasks. Remember, positive discipline emphasizes open communications, mutual respect, and understanding. So by using this approach, parents and caregivers can build a strong foundation for a healthy parent-child relationship. So when it comes to implementing logical consequences, it is crucial to ensure that the consequences is directly related to the behavior. And this helps children understand the cause and effect relationship between actions and the outcomes they experience. Empathy plays a significant role in delivering consequences effectively. So by showing understanding and compassion, we create a safe space for open communication and learning. So let's look at a few examples of positive discipline. Natural consequences is an example of a natural consequence is when a child neglects, for example, their homework, and as a result, they receive lower grades. Instead of punishing them, use this as an opportunity for a constructive discussion. Talk to them about the importance of responsibility and how completing assignments can benefit their academic progress. The consequence of incomplete homework. If your child fails to complete their homework, engage them in a discussion about the consequences of not turning it in on time. Encourage them to take responsibility for their actions and explore ways that they can better manage their time and commitment. Please try and refrain from doing the homework for them. They need to take responsibility for it. Involve them in decision making, including a child in setting a homework schedule and creating a study plan can have a very positive effect. When they are part of the decision-making process, they feel a sense of ownership over their responsibilities and making them more likely to adhere to the plans they helped create. And then problem solve together. If your child is struggling with a particular subject or assignment, work together to find the solutions. Give them the support. Help them, assist them, and promote cooperative approaches to problem solving. This not only helps them with the immediate challenge, but also teach them valuable skills in overcoming obstacles. Positive discipline is not just about setting rules and consequences. It's also about fostering a strong and living bond between parents and children. On this slide, we will discuss the importance of active listening and empathy to understand children's feeling and perspectives. So active listening is a fundamental aspect of positive discipline. It involves giving your child your full attention and generally engaging with them with what they are saying. So when you actively listen, we show our children that we thought that their thoughts and feelings matter to us. Active listening involves literally paraphrasing what they are saying to you and you say it back to them. So if they say, I've got so much homework to do, you say, I can hear that you are stressed because you've got so much homework to do. And that's how you paraphrase and create an environment of active listening. Empathy is the ability to understand and share in emotions of another person. So by showing empathy, we validate our children's emotions, even if we don't necessarily agree with those emotions. This validation helps create a safe and trusting environment where they feel comfortable expressing themselves. So examples of positive discipline in action, as I said, active listening is one way to practice active listening, is one way to do it. To practice it is doing it at homework time. Take a genuine interest in your child's work and be present when they talk about their assignments or share their challenges, and ask questions to show you are engaged and interested in their academic journey, and rephrase to make sure that what you've heard is exactly what they've said. Empathetic responses. If your child feels overwhelmed or frustrated with their homework, respond with empathy and understanding. Instead of dismissing their emotions and telling them they should have started earlier or whatever you're going to dismiss, rather acknowledge how they feel and provide emotional support. This can be something as simple as, I understand that you're finding this challenging. It's okay to feel frustrated. Let's work together to find a solution. And then quality time. Beyond homework, make an effort to spend quality time with your child, engaging in activities that they enjoy. This could be playing games, going for a walk, or doing creative activities together. Building these positive experiences strengthens the parent-child bond and fosters trust and open communication. This is a wonderful book to read. The name of the book is literally No Drama Discipline. It's written by Daniel Siegel and Tina Payne Bryson, and it offers valuable insights for parents seeking a more effective and positive approach to discipline. So we're going to explore two essential principles from this book that can help parents create a nurturing and supportive environment, leading to healthier parent-child relationships and fostering emotional development in children. So the first principle is to view discipline as a learning opportunity rather than merely a form of punishment. Instead of focusing on punitive measures, parents should seek to understand the underlying reason behind their child's behavior. So by doing so, we can address the root causes and help our children develop self-awareness and empathy. Discipline as a learning opportunity. When facing this challenging behavior, Take a moment to pause and reflect on why the behavior occurred. Was it triggered by frustration, a need for attention, or perhaps an unmet emotional need? Engage in open communication with your child about their actions. Encourage them to express their feelings and thoughts and listen actively to understand their perspective. So rather than reacting with anger or punishment, respond with empathy and understanding. Offer guidance and support, helping them recognize the impact of their actions and on others and themselves. So by embracing discipline as a learning opportunity, parents can guide their children through the process of understanding their emotions and behaviors, leading to personal growth and improved self-control. The second principle is to teach children emotional regulation. And the skills that's going with that to manage their feelings and reactions effectively. So when children can identify and cope with their emotions, they are more likely to exhibit better cooperation and make constructive choices in challenging situations. Emotional regulation skills for cooperation includes to help your child recognize and label their emotions. So encourage them to express how they feel and validate that emotion without judgment is what we're aiming for. Teach coping strategies such as deep breathing, counting to 10 or taking a break to manage intense emotions, things like stress and anxiety. Model emotional regulation yourself. Show your child how you handle frustration. And remember that next time when you get a call from a call center, how do you manage disappointment or stress? And how do you behave in a healthy and a constructive manner? As children learn to regulate their emotions, they become better equipped to handle conflicts and challenging situations, leading to a more cooperative behaviors and improved decision making. So by incorporating these two principles from no drama discipline, parents can create a positive and nurturing environment that supports their child's emotional development. And it strengthens the parent-child bond, and that's what we're aiming for, and fosters a deeper understanding between both parties. So according to Cecil and Bryson in this book, discipline can be used as a learning opportunities, as we said, and they use a three-step process called the connect and redirect approach. So this approach emphasizes building a strong connection with a child while redirecting their behavior in a positive and constructive manner. So here's how it works. I always say, whatever you do with children, connect before you correct. The first step is to connect with your child emotionally. So when a child is experiencing challenging behavior, it's important to approach a situation with empathy and understanding. So connect with your child by getting down to their eye level, using a calm and gentle tone, and offering physical touch or any other form of comfort if appropriate. And this connection helps the child to feel safe and supported, allowing them to be more receptive to learning. Now let's get to the redirect stage. So after establishing a connection, the next step is to redirect the child's behavior. Instead of resorting to punitive measures, guide your child through the situation, helping them recognize their emotions and the reasons behind their actions. Encourage them to express their feelings and thoughts actively and to listen to what they have to say. And this redirection helps the child develop self-awareness and emotional regulation skills. And then the last step is to engage your child in problem solving. Together, discuss alternative ways to handle the situation, encourage them to come up with solutions on their own. And this empowers the child to take ownership of their actions and teaches them valuable problem solving skills. It is essential to emphasize that making mistakes is a natural part of learning, and the focus should be on finding solutions and learning from experiences. So let's look at a practical example of connect and redirect. Let's look at the situation. We have a 5-year-old Emily, and she is playing with her favorite toy, while a younger brother, 3-year-old Liam, wants to join the fun. Emily becomes possessive of the toy and refuses to share to share, which is so normal for children her age, causing Liam to become upset and starting to cry. So the first step is to connect. So you as a parent first gets down to eye level with both children, creating a sense of connection. And the parent acknowledges both of their feelings, recognizing the emotions at play. So the parent might say something like, Emily, I see that you really love playing with your toy and you don't want to let go of it. Liam, I can see that you really want to play with your sister and feel sad that you can't play with the toy right now. Then the next step, step 2, is to redirect. So next, the parent gently guides Emily's attention away from the immediate conflict, by offering an alternative solution. So the redirection helped Emily shift the focus and regulate her emotions. And the parent might say, Emily, how about we find another toy you can play with while Liam plays with this one? In that way, you can both have fun together. And then you'll go into the problem solving phase, where the parent takes the opportunity to empathize with Emily's feelings while also teaching her essential skill for handling such situations in future. So the parent might say, it's okay to feel possessive of your toys sometimes. Sharing can be hard, but we can practice taking turns and playing together. And that way you can both enjoy the toys and have fun as siblings. So encourage positive behavior. When Emily accepts this alternative solution, the parent praises her for her willingness to share and play with her brother. The parent might say, great job, Emily. You did a wonderful job sharing with Liam. I'm proud of proud of you for being a kind and caring sister. Let's talk a bit more about emotional regulation as a critical aspect of a child's development, and it plays a significant role in their ability to cooperate and make constructive choices. So teaching children emotional regulation skills is essential for fostering healthy emotional intelligence and cooperation. Now, here's an explanation of how emotional regulation influences cooperation. The first step is to really understand emotions. Emotional regulations begin with understanding emotions. Children need to learn to identify and label their feelings accurately. So by being able to recognize emotions like anger, frustration, sadness, and happiness, children gain insight into their emotional states and can communicate their feelings more effectively. And that's your role as a parent, to help them to name these feelings effectively. And then let's focus on coping strategies. Emotional regulation involves teaching children effective coping strategies to manage their emotions in challenging situations. So instead of reacting impulsively to emotions, children learn to pause, take a deep breath, and think before they responding. They can explore healthy ways to express their feelings, such as talking to a trusted adult or engaging in calming activities like drawing or deep breathing. And then empathy and understanding. As children develop emotional regulation skills, they also become more empathetic and understanding of others' emotions. And this ability to empathize allows them to see situations from different perspectives and consider the feelings of those around them. Empathy is crucial for cooperation, as it encourages children to be more considerate and respectful in their interactions with others. So teaching emotional regulation involves modeling healthy emotional expression, and providing a supportive environment for children to learn and grow. Another book that I think is worth giving a try to read is How to Talk So Kids Will Listen and Listen So Kids Will Talk. It's a book by Adele Faber and Elaine Mushlis, and it's a really a very good parenting book that offers practical and effective communication strategies for building better relationships with your children. They've got four things that they really press hard for in this book, which the message they're giving us. And one is to, as we said just now, acknowledging feelings. So it's a key principle of this book and the importance of it, as we already said. But the second one is also something that we already said. It's validating feelings, and it helps children feel heard and accepted. And then the fourth step is literally to use active listening to help them to express emotions without blame. And the fourth step is to offer choices and autonomy. So providing children with choices empowers them and gives them a sense of control over their lives, especially for children who have a demand avoidant personality and way of living. Giving them choices really help them to control their lives and make it easier to live with them. Instead of imposing decisions on them, parents are encouraged to offer opinions with reasonable limits. So this approach encourages independence and helps children develop decision-making skills. It also shows children that their opinions and preferences are valued, contributing to a positive and respectful parent-child relationship. So it's important to focus on these four things when thinking about your child's discipline, and if you really want to develop self-discipline. Another thing that is coming from this book that I think is very important is that we need to avoid punishment and threats. And this book discourages the use of punitive measures or threats to control children's behavior. I know we do it so easily where we threat them and we bring in punishing measures, but it's actually better to promote natural consequences and problem-solving discussions to address misbehavior. So by focusing on understanding the underlying reasons for misbehavior and finding positive solutions, parents can foster a more respectful and cooperative environment. And then use play and humor. Play and humor can be powerful tools for connecting with children and diffuse tense situations. And the book encourages parents to use playful language and humor to lighten the mood and to create a positive atmosphere during interactions with children. And the book also focuses a lot on autonomy and responsibility. And they stress the importance of gradually giving children more responsibilities as they grow older, because this helps children develop a sense of competence and confidence in their abilities. So by encouraging autonomy and responsibility, it fosters a sense of trust between parents and children. And then a big thing from this book is that they want you to limit screen time. The book advises parents to set a reasonable limit on screen time and engage in face-to-face interactions with their children, because this is essential for building strong emotional connections and promoting healthy communication within the family. And then a big focus is also to model respectful communication. Children learn from observing their parents' behavior. They do as what they see and experience. And this book encourages parents to model respectful communication, especially with each other, and problem-solving skills in their interaction with others. So by being a positive role model, parents can instill these valuable skills in children. So how to create a more balanced and enriching environment for your children? The one thing is to embrace simplicity. Simplify various aspects of your child's life, including schedules, toys, and media exposure. By reducing the overwhelming clutter and excess in your child's life, they can experience a calmer and a more focused environment that allows for deeper engagement and meaningful experiences. And then also reduce overstimulation. A lot of our discipline problems comes from overstimulation. Modern life is filled with constant stimulation from technology, media, and very busy schedules, especially if your child is in an independent school. So limit exposure to media and electronic devices. It will provide children with more opportunities for unstructured play and time in nature. So reducing overstimulation can lead to increased creativity, improved attention spans, and overall well-being. And then important is to establish rhythms and rituals in your family. Creating predictable daily rhythms and rituals in a child's life provides a sense of security and stability. Regular meal times, bedtimes, and family rituals help children feel grounded and safe, and fostering a deeper connection within the family. And then sometimes you need to limit choices. Offering children an overwhelming number of choices can lead to decision frustration. Limit choices to a few meaningful options, as it will allow children to make decisions without feeling overwhelmed. And then unstructured play is essentially for child's healthy development. By providing ample time for free play, imagination, and exploration, parents can support creativity and problem solving in their children. And then the last thing is, for me, the most important thing on this slide: prioritize family time over everything else. By creating a space for family time and shared experiences, it's vital for building a strong sense of belonging and togetherness. So it's important to always make time for your family, no matter how busy you are. And if you are worried about the discipline at home, start with using family time and introducing family time again. And then allow children to experience the consequences of their choices to learn. Self-discipline, responsibility, all of those go together. So offering choice without limits give children then this chance to really improve on their decision-making skills. It's also important to use enforceable statements when setting limits or giving instructions. And enforceable statements are specific, clear, and establish consequences for both positive and negative behaviors. So using delayed consequences to allow children time to reflect on their behavior and to make amends. Delayed consequences provide an opportunity for children to learn from their actions and to develop a sense of responsibility. And then, as we said so many times, promote problem solving and help your child and involve them in problem solving at home. Do not make all the decisions for your child. And then another thing, and this is also important in this line, allow your child to make mistakes. And view these mistakes as opportunities for growth and learning, but allow them to make these mistakes. Children are supposed to make mistakes. Another book that's also quite interesting, which I can encourage you to read, is The Self-Driven Child, The Science and Sense of Giving Your Kids More Control Over Their Lives. And it's written by William Stixrud and Ned Johnson. And it provides valuable insights for parents on how to develop self-discipline in children by promoting autonomy and empowering them to take control of their lives. So the main learnings for parents for this book can be summarized as follows. And it's the first one is to foster autonomy. The book emphasizes the importance of fostering autonomy in children, allowing children to make choices and decisions based on their interests and passions, and it helps them to develop a sense of ownership. And then encourage intrinsic motivation. Parents are encouraged to support children in pursuing activities that they find meaningful and enjoyable. Intrinsic motivation, driven by personal interest and satisfaction, is more sustainable and promotes long-term commitment and self-discipline. And then support purposeful learning. This book advocates for promoting purposeful learning, where children are encouraged to set goals and work towards them. So when children have a clear sense of purpose, they are more likely to stay focused, persist through challenges, and develop self-discipline. And then, very important, prioritize sleep and stress. Manage your children's sleep effectively. Children usually need more sleep than they get. And then also balance structure and flexibility. While providing structure is essential, this book suggests that parents need to balance it with flexibility, allowing children to have some control over their schedules and activities, because that can enhance their sense of self-discipline and help them with time management skills. So to cultivate a growth mindset is very important, and we've talked so much about the growth mindset, but it helps children to develop resilience and the willingness to embrace challenges. For me, it's very important that one should also focus on effort and not only on the outcome. So instead of solely focusing on achievements and outcomes, parents are advised to praise and to acknowledge the effort children put forth in doing something. So recognizing effort builds self-confidence and encourages a strong work ethic because they get feedback on what they are doing. And then I think it's important to limit distractions for children and then also to model to them self-discipline. Children learn by observing their parents' behavior. So if you can model self-discipline from your own life to them, maybe staying organized, how you manage stress and setting and achieving personal goals, it provides a powerful example for children to follow. And then lastly, create a supportive environment. And it's important that children feel safe in the environment at home. There's another book that I really like, and the book is literally going about how to stop yelling and start connecting with your child. It's really a nice book to read, and it's called Peaceful Parent, Happy Kids, How to Stop Yelling and Start Connecting, and it's written by Laura Markham, and it provides quite interesting insights and practical strategies for parents on how to build a strong relationship with your children. One of the main learnings from this book is to use positive communication. So positive communication involves using kind and respectful language when interacting with your children. It really advises you, as we all know, not to yell or to shame your children or using punitive language, as it can really damage the parent-child relationship. Rather use positive and constructive language and tell them what they do right rather than tell them what they do wrong. So if they are running around and you want them to sit at the table, rather tell them, come sit at the table, we're all sitting at the table, and do not tell them stop running around. Always describe the behavior that you would like them to show you. Set clear boundaries for a peaceful environment. They need to understand what is expected of them, and parents should enforce rules in a gentle but also in a firm manner. Children need rules, so and you can enforce these rules. And then also focus a lot on emotional intelligence, and we talked a lot about it already. And then also practice mindful parenting. Peaceful parents, happy kids. So if you can bring in some mindful techniques for yourself, where you are fully present and attentive during your interactions with your children, so to be in the moment with your children, that will also help a lot when it comes to developing children with self-discipline. And then they also say use play and laughter. We talked a lot about that already. Bring as much play and humor into your daily interactions. Offer lots of choices. Focus on solutions, not punishments. But I think one of the biggest thing on this page for me is that you need to start prioritizing self-care for yourself. To take care of you as a parent is essential for parents, because that helps you to maintain a peaceful parenting approach. So it's important to take self-care of yourselves to reduce your own stress and to enhance your own emotional well-being. If you are stressed, the child will also be stressed. So here are some guidelines for using positive communication when interacting with children. The first thing is speak respectfully, address your children with respect and kindness, use polite language and avoid using derogatory or condescending words. Treat your children as you would want to be treated. Avoid yelling. Oh, sorry about that one. Avoid yelling. I know when we're kind of angry, it's difficult not to yell. And focus on I statements. Use I statements to express your feelings, because this is not showing a finger to someone, pointing a finger. It kind of help you to not blaming your child or not criticizing your child. So if you describe it from how you feel point of view, it helps us. You can say something like, I feel upset when toys are left on the floor because it creates a tripping hazard. Instead of using something, you always leave your toys lying around, you are so careless. So it's better to use I statements in such situations. Offer encouragement. Use words of encouragement and praise to acknowledge your child's efforts and achievements. This will help them really to try their best and to build their self-esteem. And then listen actively, and we talked a lot about how you can listen actively. And then Use positive reinforcement, reinforce positive behavior with specific praises. For example, I noticed you clean your room without being asked. That's so responsible and helpful, and it helps them really to take responsibility. Stay away from sarcasm. Sarcasm is really confusing to most children and can also be hurtful. Give clear instructions. Literally communicate with your child in a clear way. When you give instructions, be clear and specific. Um, Encourage open communication, and then stay calm during conflicts and apologize when necessary. If you don't model apologizing to children, when you made a mistake, how are they actually going to learn how to make a good apology when they've made a mistake? So model accountability and model apologizing when needed, and teach your children about responsibility and the importance of how to repair relationships. Any questions at this stage? This is now the end of our talk. You are welcome to ask the questions in the chat. So if you have any questions, you can go to the live Q&A and you can ask the questions there if there are any questions. And that's the end of this session. Next week, we're going to talk about children's ethics and how you develop ethical behavior in children. So that's also going to be very interesting. I will give you a lot of practical tips on ethics. So I'm looking forward to that session. Thank you so much, everyone. You are more than welcome then to log off, and I hope you enjoyed this parent webinar. And from me, Johan van Lille, until next week, goodbye.